Greetings from the voice of Allan Kardec.
And welcome from the voice of the spirits.
We are here once again to take you on another small journey through the Spirits book by Allan Kardec. Today we will finish up Virtues and Vices, questions 898 to 906.
Enjoy.
Question 898. Since the corporeal life is only an ephemeral sojourn on this world, and since our future life should be our principal concern, is it worthwhile to put forth the effort to acquire scientific knowledge that only bears upon material things and necessities?
Absolutely. First, it enables you to help your brothers and sisters. Next, your spirit will evolve more quickly if it has progressed intellectually. In the hiatus between incarnations, you will learn in 1 hour what would require years on earth. No knowledge is useless. It all contributes in some degree to advancement because the perfected spirit must know everything. Since progress must be made in every sense, all acquired ideas help the development of the spirit.
Question 899. Of two wealthy individuals, one was born in opulence and has never known need, whereas the other owes his fortune to his own labor. However, both employ their wealth exclusively for their own personal satisfaction. Which one is the more culpable?
The one who has known hardship. He knows what it means to suffer, but does not relieve it in others. As usually happens, he no longer remembers his hardship.
Question 900. Do those who continue to accumulate assets without benefiting anyone have a valid excuse in saying that they are doing so in order to leave the assets to their heirs?
It attests to their bad principles.
Question 901. Of two misers, the first deprives himself of necessities and dies of want atop his treasure, whereas the second is only stingy towards others but is extravagant towards himself. While he recoils before the smallest sacrifice to render a service or do something useful, nothing seems better to him than satisfying his own taste and passions. If a favor is asked of him, he is always ill-willed, but if a whim strikes, he is always ready to satisfy it. Which of them is guiltier, and which of them will have the worst place in the spirit world?
The one who spends. He is more selfish than the miser. The miser has already received part of his punishment.
Question 902. Is it wrong to desire wealth with a desire to do good?
Such a sentiment is, of course, laudable if it is pure. But is such a desire always disinterested enough? Doesn't it hide a personal ulterior motive? Isn't the first person to whom we wish to do good many times our own self?
Question 903. Is it wrong to study others' defects?
If it is for the purpose of criticizing and divulging them, it is wrong because it displays a lack of charity. If it is with the intention of applying it to oneself in order to avoid the same defects, it may be useful. You must not forget, however, that tolerance for the defects of others is one of the virtues entailed in charity. Before criticizing people's imperfections, think about whether others may say the same about you. So try to possess qualities that are opposite to the defects you criticize in others. This is a means of perfecting yourself. If you criticize them for being avaricious, be generous. For being harsh, be nice. For acting with pettiness, Be expansive in all your actions. In a word, act in such a way that these words of Jesus may not apply to you. You see the speck in your neighbor's eye, but do not see the beam in your own.
Question 904. Is it wrong for a person to probe the ills of society and expose them?
That depends on the sentiment leading the person to do so. If a writer only wants to create a scandal, he or she does so out of personal pleasure, publishing material that generally sets a bad example rather than a good one. The spirit enjoys it, but it can be punished for the pleasure it feels in revealing evil.
Sub-question 904. In such cases, how can we judge a writer's purity of intention and sincerity?
There is no need to do so. If the message is good, benefit from it. If it is bad, it becomes a problem for the writer's own conscience. Moreover, if writers desire to prove their sincerity, it falls to them to support their principles by setting their own example.
Question 905. Some authors have published works that are beautiful and morally uplifting, which help the progress of humankind, but which they themselves do not take advantage of. As spirits, will the good they have done through their works be taken into account?
Morality without action is like the seed without the sowing. What use is the seed if you do not make it grow in order to feed you? Those persons are guiltier because they possessed the intelligence to comprehend. Having not practiced the maxims they offered to others, they fail to harvest the fruit.
Question 906. Is it reprehensible for those who do good to be conscious of their deeds and to acknowledge them to themselves?
Since they can be aware of the evil they do, they must be equally aware of the good in order to know if they act rightly or wrongly. It is in weighing all their actions on the scales of God's law, especially on those of the law of justice, love, and charity, that they can tell whether their actions are good or bad, and thus approve or disapprove of them. Hence, they cannot be at fault for recognizing the fact that they have triumphed over their evil tendencies, and for being satisfied for having done so, provided they do not grow vain, for that would be to fall into another wrong.
Refer to question number 919.